Hey, Steve here. Today's my first full day in Canada. I am in Alberta at a place called the Waterton Lakes National Park. It's actually the same national park as Glacier National Park, just on the Canadian side. And this park is a lot less traveled, especially by Americans. I know a lot of people who have been to Glacier National Park and zero who have been to Waterton Lakes. So there's a city here called Waterton. I'm going to go in there a little bit later and try to find some Wi-Fi and upload some videos because my phone is running out of space quickly. I have lots of video footage and no space. So anyways, I'm just kind of doing some stuff at camp here. Motorcycle maintenance. I got to put some air in my tires, and but this is a nice camp. Forget what the name of the campground, but I got a spot here, no problem. There's a ton of these berries though. I think I'm in a prime bear feeding zone because there's all these berries. Let me zoom in on them, whoops, and not die. So look at all these berries here. There's a ton of these things. I went to the local pub in town last night and was talking to a couple local guys from Calgary, or kind of local, and they said they're maybe buffalo berries, I think they said. So anyways, I'm going to try one later. I haven't tried one yet. They said they're edible, but they're sour. Oh yeah, I did have one more thing to show you. There's two natural tests that I've figured out on this trip so far. The first is for how much elevation I'm currently at. I bought this little lighter online, Vertigo. It's Amazon, and I figured out if you're really high at elevation, it's a butane lighter, it doesn't really light after about 10 clicks and it lights. Let's see how many clicks it takes now. Okay, that was 3 clicks. So 3 clicks is probably not that much elevation. The more clicks, the higher I am. The second test is I love this Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. What I figured out is the really cold mornings when I go to use my soap, this what is now clear is kind of like very foggy, opaque, and that's my little temperature gauge here. If it's a really cold night, I can tell because in the morning this is not see-through. So anyways, this is a couple little natural scientific findings that I've had. Hey there, got some energy today, so I went out for a hike. I'm at something called the Bear's Hump. It's part of this mountain behind me here, and you can see down there, actually down there, the Prince of Wales Hotel. I went and checked that out. It's a pretty nice hotel, at least on the inside. A lot of lumber and looks cool. That's the city of Waterton down there, part of it. Really all you can see is the RV campground. I wouldn't recommend camping there. There's like 0 trees. But around to the left of that rock is a pretty cool, nifty downtown. There's some coffee shops and stores and hotels and stuff. And I walked around, spent a lot of time there yesterday. There's a road that twists up into this mountain in the valley and eventually goes to something called Akamina, or also possibly Cameron Lake. So I'm going to go check that out on my motorcycle as soon as I get down from this mountain. It was a pretty easy hike up here, but it's a good viewpoint, and the weather is cool, so I feel it's good for hiking. Okay, see ya. Hey, so I made it over to Akamina Lake. It's actually over here. Relative to a lot of the other lakes I've been seeing recently in Colorado and Idaho and Montana, this lake's a little underwhelming, but it took 0 effort to get here. You just drive up to the lake and walk 2 minutes. Anyways, I have a cool story, so, or short story. I was at my camp this morning, and my neighbor left, and I was curious for whatever reason what their campsite was like. So I walked over to their campsite, and right when I was entering their campsite, right in front of me was a gigantic grizzly bear munching on berries. This thing was massive. It was like a medium-sized horse in size, and he looked right at me. And I looked at him and I thought, oh geez, what's going down here? But then he just went back to munching berries, so I went back to my campsite, and I felt like my heart was going up a little bit and getting kind of anxious. Well, some Canadians came around the corner because you have to walk by that campsite to go to the restroom, and they just go, "Hey bear," and the bear moves and walks into the woods, and they walk on. So I guess I don't know. I have to get used to the bears more like they are. But it was cool to see a big grizzly in the wild, and hopefully he's not at my campsite later. Okay, see ya. You big old deer. coming from berries. I knew I was in a prime eating zone over here. You like those berries? Eat them up so the bears don't come over here. Those big old ears. Holy moly. Hey. Do that dirt rolling thing you just did. That was cool.